This was a turnout that was removed years and years ago. Not even Robert can remember when it was removed. But it was removed, and that property there still has water rights. So we had to go back in there and reinstall another turnout for it. So they can start watering those, what is it, Robert? 12 acres?
Yeah.
Or 4.5 acres? Yeah, 4.5 acres.
4.5 acres.
So we did 3 installs on different areas. And then, of course, flumes, when they start failing, it's like the saying goes, you know, you get them in threes. So this is one of the first ones. This is actually a culvert right by the riverside. The last pipe collapsed, so we had to go in and replace it, which is a pretty easy fix. And that's after the repairs were done. Then here we got another one on the Tornillo Canal. This one was a little bit more critical. But then again, you know, it's we were able to repair it pretty quickly. We actually had to cut the farmer off to go in there and repair it. And that's after the repairs have been done. That's the tie-in to the farmer's ditch. See one. And then this one here is up there on the T462. This one here is a little bit more critical. Here I had several farmers that were waiting for water, and so we had to go in there and just kind of do a temporary patch-up job. We plan on going in here and repairing it correctly once water season is over. And the reason for that is when this pipe here collapsed, it collapsed the pipe underneath in the ground. This is right by Hideaway Lakes, so it goes underneath the road to Hideaway Lakes. And when it collapsed, it collapsed the pipe underneath. When we went in there to look at the pipe underneath needs to be replaced. It's in pretty bad shape. So this is going to be probably a good couple of weeks job. So rather than jeopardize all the water users there, we went ahead and just patched it up, and we'll get it after water season. That's the piece that actually collapsed the pipe underneath. That's after we patched it up. And this one here is another one here in Tornillo, also on Feed Pen Road. This one here, I went ahead and got with the county. The county did purchase all the pipe for this replacement. And there is also a private ditch that goes over the top. Here we did have water lines. We had fiber optics. Here's the install. This is the tie-in to the farmer's ditches. That's their feet, and right behind the high school. Then these pictures here is when we went down to assist EPCWID1. They have problems and plugs on the Leesburg Dam. So Mr. Reyes asked me to go out there and help give him a hand. So we went out there and unplugged it for them. They don't have the equipment to do it. They've only got a regular excavator, and it's hard enough even with a long reach. You can see here, but all the gates were plugged.
When was this?
This was
2 weeks ago?
yeah,
Oh,
2-3 weeks ago. Yeah.
3 weeks ago?
Before the big rain?
Yeah,
Yes.
this was before the big rain. Yeah, they couldn't get any water through it, and Gary called me, and was it a panic?
Might be plugged up again if it was before the.
Yeah, well.
Well, you haven't called us, so I guess we're okay. That's after we were completed with it. It took us 2 days to actually get everything out of there, because it was just so hard to reach everything.
They were very appreciative. Mike McNamee called me and thanked us for it. Thanked our district.
And this is the third time we go help them, right, Pete?
Yes, sir. That's pretty much all I got. I mean, I've got a whole bunch of little other hot spots, but I can keep you guys here all day if I show you everything.
That's good.
Any questions for me?
Looks very good. Thank you, Pete.
Thank you, guys.
Wow, okay.
Cassie and her dispatcher group, they went in there, we did a semi-crop census to see what was out there. And we found out that we got approximately 46,000 acres that are calling for water, that want water, but out of those 46,000 acres, they're only watering 23,000. You understand what I'm trying to say? The farms have, the farms are calling for water are 46,000, but they're only watering 23,000 of that. And out of that, the biggest user is, there's only about 2,800 acres of alfalfa. There's 3,800 acres of cotton that's out there calling for water. And then we got the 16,000 acres for pecan. So pecans is kind of the king of the valley right now. But there's not a lot of cotton. So
What was the first one?
3,800, yeah.
What was the first one?
alfalfa is 2,800. And the cotton is 3,800. And the pecans, you can say, is like 16,000. And then all the rest of them are little miscellaneous, like fruit trees and yards and corn and, but there's little small acres that are in there. But people calling for water, there's 23, and then there's about 5,000 acres of small tracts that are calling for water. And the rain is really kind of help doesn't hurt us, because some of these farmers, they hold their orders and then they wait until we finally give them a call and then they finally cancel. Or they're playing, see what they can do. And going back to what Al says, that it's been kind of rough with this rain, because every time we try to get fired up, no more we get fired up and then it rains and nobody wants the water. But we're trying to stay as close to that number that Al was saying, trying to stay with the 900 feet, and hopefully with the 900 feet will extend the season. I think once we get through with this particular week, we'll go dropping down. But so far, this year, up to right now, we watered 54,000 acres. Out of the 54,000 acres, 3,600 is the only ones that used allotment so far that we watered. Compared to last year, it was 141,000. So.
And this is with allotment water or with?
Yeah, allotment
term
water.
flow and everything?
Only 35,000 up to today.
Up to today?
And last year we were at 141,000, maybe. So there's not a lot of acres out there. And, compared to last year, we only watered 800 acres return flow. This year we watered 19,000 acres return flow.
Wow.
So return flow has been a big,
Yeah.
and it's gonna keep doing it, because once we cut off, then we're gonna go back into the 2 inches, and it's been working real good. They don't like it because they're limited, but it gets everybody a good fair share of the water, and everybody knows how it works. And we're gonna keep trying to stay with that closest number of, what Al was saying, and hopefully we'll get to as far as August as possible.
Okay.
That's-
Well, good job, I know how hard it is, bro.
Well, the rain is what doesn't help, and then they're forecasting rain Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Yeah, but it doesn't always
But
happen.
a lot of farmers keep watering, don't they? Around my area, everybody kept watering.
Well, your area was really good, Larry, they kept watering, but, Unit 8 was the one that got hit the hardest. Unit 6, this weekend, their acres went down to nothing. And what I'm trying to do as much as possible, like you notice, Unit 9, there's only one ditch rider. And the reason I do that, as long as he's not overburdened with the work, because, like, you got Tony down there, and he runs both units. If you put 2 ditch riders, Tony will take all the water and leave 9A without the water. You got one ditch rider, he makes sure that he distributes the water equally between the both units, because if he knows he picks it up in the top, he's gonna drive himself with the answer to that.
He does a good job.
No, Tony does a good job, and then, Israel down here in Unit 8 do a pretty good job.
Good job.
And we cover the small tracts. The good thing about it is the amount of acres, we don't have to use the 48 hours. It don't cost us a lot of overtime on the ditch riders. so we save a lot on the overtime. Practically no overtime at all. They don't like it because they like the overtime, but we gotta save as much money as possible. But it's working out pretty good. And like I said, this weekend, Unit 6, like Unit 6, they usually have a lot of farms and the small tracks, but now all the farms have canceled because of the rain they got up there, so all we got this weekend up there is smooth tracks. And up there, the river is still taking a lot of water. The West Side Canal, we put 150 feet at the head end of the Mesilla Dam, and we only get about 80 at the London West. The West Side Canal is, goes to our water, but the way we work it up there, EPCWID, they water the Texas acres on the London West, like they watered them this weekend with the small tracks. They're through, then we move that over to the east side to get the farms there, so we steal from Paul to give to Mary, and then we take from Mary to give to Paul. But it works out.
Okay.
Any questions?
No. Good work,
Good.
Robert.
Thanks.
Okay, order allocation, subdivision plats, aha. Mr. Cortez, we got you right here on the subdivision plats, what do you got?
Okay, the unit subdivision plan that we've got for this month is a, by Roma Homes, Casella del Rio in the Upper Valley. It's adjacent to Clayton Road and adjacent to the river, and contains about 10.75 acres. And first I want to say that I want to thank Sharon because she's been guiding me through everything. So, learning it all the time, but
Sure.
I want to give her the credit for everything that's been done since I've been here. So, but anyway, she checked out and make sure that the acres balanced out, so we went in and came out with the same number of acres.
Okay, so it's an application, and we need a motion to approve that application, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, do I hear a motion? Larry moves, Mike seconds, and all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed, same sign. Okay. All right, Bert, you got the next page, too.
Yeah, and then we've got, first off, 3 applications by Spectrum Cable, and it's for aerial cable optic, fiber optic, I'm sorry, at 3 locations, the Alamo Drain, the Tornillo Canal, at 2 locations, and we've all been checked out and made sure that they comply with the district requirements on construction and use of property.
Okay. Do I hear a motion of approval for those 3, A, B, and C, application 3023,
Move to approve
25.
as recommended by the administration.
All right,
Second.
Mike moves, Larry seconds, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed?
Aye.
Anyone opposed, same sign. Okay, go ahead, Bert.
D is an application by the El Paso Electric Company to raise a residential electric power line going over the Franklin Canal. They've had problems with this one line and that it's so low that it's actually scraping on some properties' roofs.
Oh,
So this is, we're gonna run this one through, and everything complies. They still need to make some minor adjustments to the drawing that they sent to us to make sure it complies with district requirements, but we checked with that, and we talked to the electric company on it, so we're gonna try to get this one done also.
Where is this paint subdivision on?
It's downtown, it'd be west of the zoo.
West of
Between Estrella and Cebada, Costa Copia.
Yeah, it's a very old, it already had a license, it's expired, it was covered it, and they had never renewed it, so when they came in, we caught that this one needed a new license, and so even though it's a repair of an existing, we had to issue a new license. So it's a pretty old site.
Yeah, and it's an area that's caused a problem for maintenance also, that they've got to be real careful with because it hangs so low.
Oh, sure.
That'll,
Helps us out quite a bit, gets it up 5 feet higher.
so this will help us tremendously also.
Move to approve as recommended by administration.
Second. All right, Mike moves, George seconds, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Thanks, Bert.
Thank you.
Good job.
Got off a little easy there, but I thought we'll get you.
Appreciate the warning.
All right. I say sales surplus, none, okay, I believe that'll do it for the open session.
Yes.
Let us show that we're gonna take a little break and then come back into closed session, at 10:02.
Yes.
10:02. All right. Take about a 5-minute break and we'll come back into closed session.